Now, it's very hard, in my opinion, for somebody that writes so easily to add value, if that makes sense. Chimamanda writes a rhetoric that if you're Nigerian, if you're black, um, and you hi guys, welcome back to my podcast. Today we're going to do another book review. This is Teresa and you're watching Chat with T. So our book of the week is The Thing Around Your Neck by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. About our author, I don't think Chimamanda needs a lot of introduction, but Chimamanda is a Nigerian author and she's internationally recognized. She's best known for all her books, which are Purple Hibiscus, Half of a Yellow Sun, Americana, and The Thing Around Your Neck. I don't know if I'm missing any book, but currently I've read 3 out of her 4 books that I know about, and I'm so excited to do yet another book review of one of Chimamanda's books. So let's dive right into the book. I forgot. You can get this book anywhere you can get books, on Amazon, on eBay, on anywhere you can. Now let's jump right into the book review. The Thing Around Your Neck is a compilation of 12 stories. 11 of them Chimamanda had published in different news stories or different like publications as a whole, but now they are compiled and we have one extra story into The Thing Around Your Neck. I have read The Thing Around Your Neck twice, sometime last year and then 2 weeks ago, and both times The Thing Around Your Neck did it for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading it. I didn't skip anything, and this, when I say I didn't skip anything, I have reread romance novels, for example, but I just go to the part that I like. I just go to the part that made me feel, ooh, like, I just go to the part that I wanted to remember, maybe something a character had said or like something that was happening. So, of the 12 stories, I'm going to tell you about my 2 favorite, Jumping Monkey Hill and The Shivering. Now, Jumping Monkey Hill is something that is just stuck from the first time that I read it. Jumping Monkey Hill. First off, who says that the title of their book is Jumping Monkey Hill? So like that definitely caught my attention, and then the story actually caught my attention. The story is about a Nigerian author that goes for a summit with other African authors, and unsurprisingly, the summit is headed by a white couple. So, this Nigerian author goes for this summit, and the white male is um, a predator of some sort. Like, he feels like he can get away with saying anything, and he feels like he knows everything about Africa, and he knows about all the African experiences, and he knows about writing. So yes, he's the king of the jungle. It is what it is. So the Nigerian author writes about her experience in the banking industry. Again, this is not new news. She writes about a girl that gets a job as a banker from connections from her dad. Not new. She gets to the job and she has to be a prostitute to get new accounts. Like, you know, she has to go and sleep with big men so that the big men will come and open accounts in those banks. Now I understand why banks need people to open accounts, but I don't understand the like fight in the Nigerian banking scene for one big man's account or that big man's account. I'm like, yo, is this how the banking industry really works? And the tale of women in the banking industry being forced into some sort of prostitution to get accounts is not new. It's not to say that all the women working in banks are prostitutes, but it's just to say that what this author was trying to capture is like not news in Nigeria. It's just yet another day, yet another story. But she presents this story to the summit for everybody to critique, and the stupid white man that is predatory in the first place is like, And do not think that this is the Nigerian woman's experience and like basically just shitting on her work, like, okay, yeah, like this is not the thing that happens in Nigeria. Are you Nigerian? Are you female? Are you working in a bank? Like, have you spoken to people? Like, even me that doesn't know anybody firsthand that works in a bank and like prostitutes themselves or is forced into prostitution, I know that it is a reality that exists. Like, let's not kid ourselves. And if you really are a connoisseur of African arts and everything that is African and everything that is Nigerian, then you would know the bad side of Nigeria, which is a lot, to be fair. We have a lot of bad sides we can pick from. So there is no way that you be conversant with the Nigerian scene and think that that story is out of the blue. But still, he felt the need to shit on her. If you can slap a character, I will slap him. If you can just, I will slap him. But unfortunately, a white man, he's seen as doing good, bringing African artists together to promote the African literature scene or shit like that. So it is what it is. So that is basically a summary of Jumping Monkey Hill. Read it, guys. It was beautiful. Then my second best story is The Shivering, and it details the friendship of a Nigerian man and a Nigerian woman in Princeton University in America after there's a plane crash in Nigeria, and just both their reactions and kind of how their friendship builds. This story, beautiful. The first time that I read it, it is stick out, but when I read it 2 weeks ago, I was like, wow, I love this. I love it almost as I love Jumping Monkey Hill, but I love Jumping Monkey Hill more. But The Shivering, wow. Now, my least favorite. Definitely I have a least favorite. It's not like this story was bad. First off, the first time I read it, I don't remember this story. And then the second time I read it, I was like, oh, I thought I finished the book already, and then boom, there's another story. So I was like, oh, what is this story? I just wanted to read it so fast. It was new, it was very interesting, but for some reason I was just meh when I was reading it, and that was The Headstrong Historian. So this is like Chimamanda writes about the past, definitely, but this is like past, like pre-colonialism past, like past of the past. The story was rich, but it was just my least favorite. So that is that. Emotions that I went through reading the book, wow. I kind of did a yo-yo, because some books were in Nigeria, some books were in America, different characters, different tones, different just the way you would read it. So my emotions were just like oops. I couldn't read this book as a stretch. That was one thing. After a story, I kind of had to digest. It's not like a book where you finish a chapter, you can just go to chapter 2. This one is a whole new story, and I'm still trying to digest the previous story that I read. So it was a slow read, definitely. In general, I feel like I was just anticipating the next story, like what is she going to write about. And Chimamanda, she gave for each of the 12 stories. It was beautiful, I wouldn't even lie. I liked that they were short, but I wanted them to be longer, if that makes sense. I understood why they were short. They captured the emotions, they captured a whole story in like few pages, right? Yes, but I understood why they needed to be short, but I wanted them to be long at the same time. I wanted to leave every story for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was so nice. My favorite quote across all 12 stories is this: people that like Africa too much and people that like Africa too little are the same, condescending. I remember the first time that I read this last year, when I was reading the book for the first time. I was like, yes, this is it. It's as if he articulated what I have been feeling. Let me know dad or whatever. I just felt like he hit the nail on the head. He articulated my feelings properly. People that like Africa too much and people that like Africa too little are the same. Whatever thing that you want to put in there, if it's condescending, if it's good, if it's bad, whatever adjective that you want to use, they are the same. Maybe different shades of the same color, but definitely the same. Let's move on to rating the book. So, writing style. Chimamanda has my heart with her writing. She writes in simple English that allows your brain to just flow and allows your imagery to just move and allow you to picture things the way she wants you to picture them, or the way you feel like picturing them. There's just something about that writing. It's unrestrictive. You're reading, even if she introduces a new word, the sentence tells you what that word is meant to mean. So you're not taking breaks. You're not being confounded by the story she's trying to put forward. You're not confused by the point she's trying to raise. You're not flabbergasted. You're not surprised even. It's just something that, how would I say it perfectly? Chimamanda writes as if she's writing for you and you alone. It gives you that feeling that, oh yes, this book was meant for me, and she's speaking directly to me, and she cares about me, and you're building this relationship with her as an author. Definitely a good writer. So for writing style, giving it a 2.5. Relatability, across the book, I feel like relatability also means understanding. Like if I understood the characters, I understood the stories, definitely. And when it comes to something that I've not experienced but I related exactly, the first story, so one, yeah, I really liked it. It talked about a boy and going to prison basically, and I don't know anybody that has gone to prison or has served time, even if a short amount of time or a long time, but I understood that story perfectly. I understood the characters, I understood the dynamics. So Chimamanda definitely has that, but I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2.5 because of the headstrong historian. That one story and the few stories about America. I've never been to America, but I understood the characters, but not to like a grand extent. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2.5 on relatability. Entertainment, I'm also going to give it a 2. Entertainment, I kind of compare with other books. So let's say the entertainment that Pop Hibiscus gave me, The Thing Around Your Neck, is just a tad short, but I'm going to give it a 2 out of. Chimamanda writes, and if you're black, if you're Nigerian, you would understand that she is not writing something profoundly new. She's just raising a mirror to our society, and she's doing this with fictional characters. So there's not a lot of value added in that aspect. It's entertaining, yes, but does it teach you something new? Not really. But this is where the headstrong historian actually carries the book, value added, and I'm going to be giving it a 1.5. This tallies to 7 out of 10 stars. So for The Thing Around Your Neck, Chats with T is giving it a 7 out of 10 stars. Would highly recommend. Definitely get your hands on it. Get The Thing Around Your Neck. Entertain yourself. Get The Thing Around Your Neck for somebody else, and enjoy reading the story. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, you're watching Teresa, and this is Chat with T.